One of the constant problems I've had in the last few years of modeling is how do you determine the inside shape of a model when you need to make up either bulkheads or stringers or a deck covering to fit in a specific hole. And I'd come across a number of videos on the use of joggles. And so I've used those techniques to try and determine the internal shape of, say, the waterway, which I'm doing right now on the HMS Thorn. So here you have a perfect example of an internal shape. And if I took the drawing off the plan, which actually I did, it simply didn't fit. Because this is being manually shaped, and each one is going to be slightly different. I looked at quite a number of videos and looked at different types of joggle sticks, and so I've come up with two. I may yet even come up with a third one, which is even smaller than this one, because when you start to put these pieces inside the model, obviously the model is quite small and the spaces are quite small. But the smaller the joggle stick gets, the more difficult it is to write an accurate line. So I'm just going to take you through the exercise I did to determine how to make up the internal, in this case, waterway for the thorn. These are my two joggle sticks. One is a bit bigger and nice clean lines for far spaces, and the other one is quite small. In some of the joggle sticks, they actually have these little jogs randomly placed on both sides. I like a nice straight line because it really helps me line it up easily. And what we're trying to determine is where is the end of the joggle stick in relation to these various pieces. So these little jogs, as they're called, are just to try and line this back up perfectly to determine the spot, the tip of the joggle. The first thing we'll do is cut a random piece of paper that will fit inside the model. The only criteria is it must fit inside the model. So we're pushing this right up in the corner here and here. And then we want to make sure it doesn't move. So we're just going to put some weights on it for now. And then we can see if we try to use the big one, it's going to be a problem. So we're going to use the smaller one. And all we're really doing is pushing the pointy end against the frame and taking a very sharp pencil and tracing a line on both sides of the joggle stick and the back side. So there you have not the greatest line in the world, but the truth is perfectly acceptable. Then we'll put another one over here. We're not interested in being pretty, we're interested in being accurate. So establishing the little jogs is perhaps the most important part. So that one is a little better than this one. And let's put another one here. Obviously, the more joggle impressions we can make on a piece of paper, the more accurate the template will be. And you'll notice it's starting to get real messy, but the truth is, it doesn't matter. Now we're coming up to the top of the board. So now we have a real messy piece. Drawings all over, but you'll see that I can put the joggle stick on each one of these and recreate where it was, and I'm trying to establish that point. So we get a nice blank piece of paper and we put our template on it, put two pieces of something to weigh it down so it doesn't move And now we can start to try and figure out where the dots are. Now we just draw a line on the bottom randomly so that the template will fit on the model, and we just cut that out. Now we take it over to the model and see how well we did. And I would say we did bloody good. So the only area we got it off was really up in this corner. So we'll just put the joggle stick back in right here, just to correct this piece, which we'll correct when we are cutting the piece of wood out. Other than that, it was perfect. Now we put our paper template on the, in this case, this piece of coffee wood, and we draw the line on. You could do this on a piece of cardboard as well. And now we go and cut that out on the bandsaw. Of course, we'll have some final adjustments to make, and we just do that with a hand sander. That's almost absolutely perfect. Well, I hope you found that as useful as I did. It certainly helped me when I think back of all those times when I was making up internal curves, and I really struggled to get a perfect curve. Sometimes it took me an whole day just to get it right. I was able to do this internal curve in about 10 minutes. So we'll see you till the next video, and keep modeling.